Welcome back to Forgotten Frontiers. Today we delve into one of the most enigmatic and feared groups in medieval history, the Assassins. Known for their deadly precision and fearless devotion, this mysterious sect terrorized political and military leaders across the Islamic world for over a century. But who were they really? And how did a group shrouded in secrecy and legend leave such a lasting legacy? The era of silent terror. Picture the 11th and 12th centuries, a time of intense power struggles across the Middle East. In this tumultuous era, Turkish and Persian leaders lived with a constant, unspoken fear. No fortress, no amount of guards could protect them from a silent, lurking terror. Some nights, leaders would wake to find a dagger plunged into the floor beside their beds, a silent warning. Sometimes, this warning would be accompanied by a message demanding obedience to mysterious orders. Other times, there were no warnings at all. This ominous threat was the mark of the Assassins, known in Arabic as the Nizari Isma'ilis, a group led by the elusive Hasan-i Sabbah. The Assassins didn't rely on traditional warfare to achieve their goals. Instead, they waged psychological warfare, spreading fear through targeted assassinations and sparing no expense to remind the world that no one was truly safe. The origins of Hasan-i Sabbah and the Assassins. The story of Hasan-i Sabbah begins in Persia during a period of political and religious upheaval. Born in 1050 in Qom, a city now in Iran, Hasan was raised in a devout Shia Muslim family. His father was a follower of the Twelver branch of Shia Islam, and young Hasan was brought up in this tradition. However, his early life took a dramatic turn after he encountered missionaries from the Ismaili branch of Shia Islam. At 17, Hasan converted to Ismailism, a significant shift that would shape his entire life. This branch of Shia Islam followed the teachings of the Fatimid Caliphate, a powerful Ismaili state based in Cairo. Hasan swore allegiance to the Fatimid Caliph, Al-Mustansir, marking the beginning of his loyalty to the Nizari Isma'ilis. The sectarian divide. The sectarian divide within Islam traces back to the death of the Prophet Muhammad. Shia Muslims believe that only direct descendants of the Prophet's family should lead the Muslim community. This view was strongly contested by Sunni Muslims, who argued that the community should elect its leaders. Over the centuries, this divide created both spiritual and political tensions. The Nizari Isma'ilis, Hasan's sect, were a smaller branch of the Shia community. They believed in a living, hereditary imam or spiritual leader and followed a unique interpretation of Islam that focused on loyalty and obedience to the imam. This set them apart from both the Sunni majority and other Shia groups. Exile and the rise of the Nizari Isma'ilis. In 1090, Hasan's loyalty to the Nizari sect led to his exile from Egypt due to a power struggle within the Ismaili community. The conflict centered around who would succeed the Fatimid Caliph, Al-Mustansir. Although the Caliph had chosen his eldest son, Nizar, as his successor, the Vizier Al-Afdal favored Nizar's younger brother, Mustali. Hasan's support for Nizar made him a target, and he was ultimately expelled from Egypt. Returning to Persia, Hasan continued to spread the teachings of the Nizari Isma'ilis, attracting followers and building a strong support base. He dreamed of creating a safe haven for his community and found the perfect location in the mountainous fortress of Alamut, nestled in the Elburz Mountains. The fortress of Alamut and the formation of the assassin doctrine. In 1090, Hasan took control of Alamut through strategy and diplomacy, converting the guards stationed there and securing the fortress without bloodshed. From this isolated stronghold, Hasan began to shape the assassin doctrine. He transformed Alamut into a self-sufficient fortified city, equipped with advanced irrigation systems and extensive agricultural facilities. He even established a library with countless manuscripts, making Alamut both a center of learning and a formidable fortress. The doctrine Hasan developed at Alamut emphasized loyalty, secrecy, and calculated assassination of specific political and military figures who posed a threat to the Nizari Ismaili community. This approach allowed Hasan and his followers to strike fear into the hearts of their enemies without deploying a traditional army. The art of precision, high-profile assassinations. One of the assassins' most notorious tactics was their skillful use of targeted assassinations. In 1092, Hasan orchestrated the assassination of Nizam al-Mulk, the powerful vizier of the Seljuk Empire, who posed a significant threat to the Nizari Isma'ilis. Hasan assigned Butahir Irani, a loyal assassin disguised as a Sufi mystic, to infiltrate Nizam al-Mulk's circle. Irani succeeded in killing the vizier, setting a precedent for the assassin's method of undermining enemies through precise and symbolic acts of violence. Over the next century, Hasan and his successors would carry out around 75 targeted assassinations, striking fear across the region. Their choice of targets was calculated. They aimed at powerful leaders and spared civilians. Each act was a reminder that the assassins were everywhere, capable of reaching even the most protected leaders. Legends and the Garden of Paradise. The assassin's reputation spread far beyond the Islamic world, reaching Europe, where it was both feared and exaggerated. According to the travels of Marco Polo, the assassin's leader, referred to as the Old Man of the Mountain, would recruit young men by drugging them with opium and bringing them to a lush, garden-like paradise. Believing they were experiencing heaven, the young men became fanatically devoted, willing to die to return to this paradise. Though largely mythical, this story spread widely, cementing the assassin's fearsome reputation. The term assassin itself likely originates from the Arabic word hashashin, meaning users of hashish. However, the Nizaris did not use this term themselves. They referred to themselves as fidai, meaning the devoted. Western accounts, like that of Marco Polo, exaggerated the assassins' practices, portraying them as drug-fueled killers, but this image likely originated from their enemies, rather than from reality. Alamut's legacy and the expansion of influence. While based in Alamut, Hasan extended his influence to other regions, forming a network of mountain fortresses. These strongholds allowed the Nizari Isma'ilis to launch operations across Persia and Syria, strengthening their base and consolidating their power. This network became the foundation of a unique form of warfare, enabling Hasan to strike selectively at powerful targets across the Islamic world. The assassin's influence even spread to the Crusader states, where they formed a complex relationship with the Knights Templar. Though often depicted as mortal enemies, they occasionally formed alliances, illustrating the intricate and pragmatic diplomacy of the time. The downfall of Alamut and the Mongol invasion. For more than a century, the assassins operated from their fortified mountain strongholds, defying the might of both the Sunni Seljuk Turks and Crusader forces. However, their power came to an end in the 13th century when a new threat arose, the Mongol Empire. In 1256, Hulagu Khan, a grandson of Genghis Khan, led a campaign to conquer Persia and eradicate the assassins. One by one, the Mongols destroyed the assassins' fortresses, culminating in the fall of Alamut. The fall of Alamut marked the end of the Nizari Isma'ilis' political power, though their teachings survived within small communities. The Mongol invasion was part of a broader conquest of the Islamic world, but it also signaled the close of an era defined by fear, secrecy, and deadly precision. The legacy of Hasan-i Sabbah and the assassins. Hasan-i Sabbah's influence on the Nizari Ismaili community left a lasting legacy. Even after Alamut's fall, his teachings and principles persisted within the Nizari community, evolving over the centuries. The assassins became a symbol of both fear and resilience, and stories about them continued to inspire both awe and horror. In Europe, the legend of the assassins grew through works like Dante's Divine Comedy, further distorting their image. The word assassin entered the lexicon, evolving from a misunderstood term into a lasting emblem of secrecy, loyalty, and ruthlessness. The assassins were much more than a band of killers. They were a community united by ideology, strategy, and a commitment to self-preservation in a dangerous world. Hasan-i Sabbah's creation of the assassins left an indelible mark on history, challenging the idea that power could only be wielded through brute force. Thank you for watching our video. If you enjoyed this journey into the shadowed history of the assassins, please like, subscribe, and let us know your thoughts in the comments. What do you think drove the assassins to such extremes? And do you think the legends accurately reflect their story, or do they mask a more complex reality behind the myths? Join us next time as we continue to explore the hidden corners of history here on Forgotten Frontiers.